Hey guys, Kalia here, aka the Wiz Kalia. I'm coming at you guys today with a video it's reborn related, but I don't know, it's not really a rant, but I remember a while ago my big sister Alonda had said, you know, if you see something, say something. So because you guys know me and Latoya are always brutally honest with y'all, keep it gutter. So anyway, I want to tell you guys about this issue that I just came across. So and it involves kit defects. So I love Bountiful Baby. That's where I started with as far as kits for reborning. And recently I bought some kits to reborn, and I bought RealBorn kits, which are their more expensive line that they have had come out, and it's supposed to be good, top quality vinyl. And I have had like really I've had some like stuff that has happened. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures really quick of the latest problem, because the latest problem was with the kneecaps on my Thomas Away kit. I told you guys about that. I was making a preemie girl, and I ended up having to strip this kit soon as I got into reborning, pretty much right after I started in the modeling phase, because her kneecaps started to detach from the kit. There's like a imbo, or like a air bubble type thing going on, which happened in another RealBorn kit, mind you, but I didn't know if it was something I had done or maybe if the kit was affected, because that can happen. You know, if you buy a seconds kit or a kit on sale, it's not supposed to happen. It shouldn't happen, but it did. So anyway, let me give you guys some pics so that way you kind of know what I'm talking about before I go on and ramble. But okay, so you've seen the kits, or not the kits, I'm sorry, you've seen the knees. So yeah, like I said, this is not a problem that just happened one time. This is a reoccurring problem. This is the first time I've ever seen a part of the kit come apart where there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? And it would be, I feel like on my part as an artist, to try to make that work would be not technical on my end. You know what I'm saying? I would never do something like that to the point where you know this kit is trash, but because like maybe you can't afford another kit or something like that, or maybe like it's like, dang, I already bought this kit again or something like that, you try to make it work, or you try to do your best to, like, you know what I mean, do that. But my thing is, if this knee busts open when somebody's playing with the doll and then stuff falls out, like, you know, what do you do with that? That's why I'm like, it's trash at this point. There's nothing I can do. The kid is literally defected. So, but anyway, this just threw so many thoughts in my mind. And I'm sorry guys, this is when I'm about to ramble. Like I said, that's why I was like, it's not really a rant, it's just a ramble, because I just kind of wanted to give you guys the information, because so many scenarios came in my mind when I seen this happen. Because I was thinking, like, you know, what if a client had sent the kit to me? You know what I mean? What if this was a custom order? Because this is just a buy now designer baby that I'm doing, or that I wanted to do. And so I'm glad that it's not on a timeline or anything like that. I'm glad I wasn't further in the reborning process, because that happened the other time. The other time when I seen this happen in a RealBorn kit that I had, it happened, you know, later. So it was like, what do you do? You know, thankfully it wasn't a big issue. But you know what I mean? What do you do? If anybody else has had this issue, I would love to hear from you. I don't know if any collectors have ever seen something like this on their doll, or if any of our artists have had an issue with a Bountiful Baby kit, like in this aspect. Because like you guys know, this is not the first issue I've had with Bountiful Baby kits. I've done 2 of the toddlers from the toddler line, and the Latoya has also done 2, and they've all had issues accepting pain. Point blank period. It doesn't matter if it was a small spot or a big spot. they've all had issues. And me looking at that problem, I know that's an issue with whoever is mixing these silicone vinyl batches for the doll. So, you know, that's a manufacturing issue. And in my mind, that's why I was thinking, you know, what do we do as reborners when the people we're getting supplies from are cutting corners and or not checking or double checking themselves? Because it's a trickle down effect. You know, just like with anything else, like the economy and inflation like that, you know, everything's a trickle down effect from, you know, less money for employers, people get laid off, you know, and then it ends up falling on the masses, or like, you know, I want to say it trickles down to the consumers in this case, because that's why I really wanted to do this video, because a lot of stuff has been going on with kits and other things. And I'm not saying that nothing has been not at the artist's fault. I don't think clients and collectors should have to deal with issues, but I thought this was a good opportunity to show you guys an issue that artists might come across where it's literally not the artist's fault. I have no idea, you know what I mean? Now, indefinitely, I have no idea how this happened. I did not cause the issue, but an issue arose. So I feel like with this issue, I know it's a air bubble type issue. So whoever mixed these and poured these into the molds did not check. They did not check it properly. I feel like usually when you have to do something like this, there should be a compressor part involved. Just like in the fast food industry, they do pressure cooking to make sure there's no bacteria in the meat. I would think that there had to be some type of mechanism like that to make sure there's no air bubbles in your silicone molds. I don't know if somebody left it open or what, but it clearly had a terrible effect on this. The thing that kills me about this kit going so bad is that this is not even one of the cheaper kits that you can get, you know, for $30, or, you know, sometimes real-born kits do go on sale, but, you know, they're 50 and up. So this is supposed to be guaranteed quality vinyl. I have bought kits from Bountiful Babies on seconds, and that's because I've heard from a lot of other artists and from Bountiful Babies themselves that typically there's really nothing wrong with those kits. The only thing that usually why they put kits on seconds is that overflow of product, like they made too many, or the product is not getting bought. And on the paper, when you get the thing in the boxes, it says these products haven't been checked. So that's why for some other kits, like in the past when I first started reborning, I'm like, I'll check this defect up to it being a seconds kit. But now that I'm all the way up here and I'm doing real-born kits now, and even with the toddler line, when you buy a baby at retail price, you're expecting it to be, you're expecting to get a good product. Bountiful Baby, while they do sell cheap kits, and I didn't think that cheap had anything to do with like the level of integrity of a product. I know you're getting a cheaper product. You might not get all the goodies that you get in the highest quality product, but this is totally like I'm about to do a 180. And it's not, I don't want anybody to think in this video that I'm wailing on Bountiful Baby, because that's not what I'm doing. I just wanted to bring something to the light because, for one, like I've been contacting Bountiful Baby for the past 4 days. I noticed the issue. I emailed them immediately. I have had previous contact in the past with Bountiful Baby, and I've got a response in minutes before. Like literally minutes, maybe in a couple hours. The latest I've ever waited was 24 hours. I've never had a long-standing email when I've contacted customer service that went past that. So I'm surprised that when I contacted them about this issue, and then I contacted them again with pictures, nobody was like, hey, you know, how can we help you with this? That's crazy. This is not a problem we normally, you know, experience. We're so sorry. Nothing. That alerts me, you know what I mean, as an artist, because it's like, ooh, I don't want to work, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. So, because that means nobody's willing or readily trying to figure out what's going on, or at least or it doesn't mean that, but that's what it gives off. You know what I mean? That maybe nobody is like trying to readily like fix that problem. And I know usually you give 48 hours, you know, with email and stuff like that. Sometimes even with phone messages, it can be a couple of days before they get back to you. But now we're going on like 4 to 5 days. So that's why it's like, this is day 4. So it's like, okay. But yeah, I don't, personally, I will say this though, I don't know if I'm going to be buying any more Bountiful Baby kits at the moment. And I know that sounds so weird because, well, not sound so weird, but I'm just thinking because I got a kit today unexpectedly from Bountiful Baby, and I'm like, what? And I will be reborning it, especially since I had to strip this kit. And I'm hoping I can just send it back and we can either get this refund popping or, like, you know. It makes me nervous because that's why I told them I really prefer a refund. I don't really want a reissuance of the kit because it's like I might as well take that money, add some more money, buy a more expensive kit, take my business. And it's not that I'm going to never go back to Bountiful Baby, but, you know, it just makes me scared. You know what I mean? Because, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, guys. This is just me raw right now. Just, I don't know. You know, like, just got home as always. But anyway, I wanted to make this video the other night. Didn't get a chance to. So, but because I would hate for somebody, like a client, to have bought this and then sent it to an artist. Or maybe they bought it and they didn't know. Somebody who's new, just starting out. And you think, oh, I did this. I made this mistake. You know, a lot of pressure is put on artists, and artists should know this, or artists, you know. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I do understand that you really, you know what I'm saying, artists have a big job. You got to fill those shoes. You got to put your big girl pants on, big boy pants on, and take on that responsibility when you become an artist or you selling a product. But it just made me think about how there really are a lot of stuff, there really is a lot of stuff artists can't control. And then if you have a company, like in this situation, I'm not saying they're never going to get back to me, but what do I do now? The only thing that I have left to do is open a PayPal claim. Because thankfully I did pay with PayPal, so my, you know, purchase was protected. But, you know, what do I do now? So, because I'm thinking, if this air bubble happened during baking, right? Stay with me here, and I know this is like... but you know how we tell clients not to put your babies in extreme temperatures? What if your baby was in a hot place or a cold place, not even for a long time? Because clearly this didn't happen in 2 seconds, you know. Not even for too long of a time. But what if this happened after a kid was reborn? You see what I'm saying? There's so many, like, possibilities of, like, a bad batch of silicone vinyl that could go into other things. Just like I talked about with the kits not accepting paint. I'm going to do everything I can do. I sew my babies so many times. Toya mentioned that. We sew our babies so many times to just really make sure that it's in there. But if a kit, you know what I'm saying, or a silicone vinyl batch is having issues accepting paint, you know, and you seal it in, that's good. But what happens if, like, I don't know, down the road, when, you know, we talked about, and I'm saying we as just the reborn community, we talk about how if we take awesome care of our reborns, they're going to last forever. Not if the silicone vinyl's bad. It's, you know what I mean? We're talking about the building blocks of the product. It's not. So anyway, guys, I've been rambling for far too long. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I did say I was going to show this, try to show this on camera so you can see it. If I can. Sorry, I'm doing this like backwards. You know how, like, when you look in a mirror and you try to... Oh, Jesus. Okay, you can see it. You see that? You see it's coming out even from the inside. It's broken. Like, the littlest pressure probably, you know what I mean, if you were to stuff it or something, would pop that kneecap right off. So, but yeah. Like I said, if anybody else is experiencing these issues, or I would just love to hear from you. Collector, artist, I don't know, you know, and Bountiful Baby, I guess, too. Because I feel like that's a huge company in our community. And I do think they do sell quality products. I think they're giving us a good service because times are hard out here. Everybody can't afford prototype price sculpts and stuff like that. But I just know there's a couple sculpts that are coming out that I know now. It's just, I'm gonna put my money on that. I hate to say that, but I am. So, but anyway, I already said bye once. I will talk to you guys later. Like I said, please give me some of your responses. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye.